when the world was just beginning. God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, and the herb that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit." And God saw that it was good. As time passed, the earth became filled with trees of every kind, shape, and size, each with different types of fruits and seeds, each with their own purpose and destiny. One day, an old olive tree braced itself as the wind blew hard against its branches. The animals who lived in the meadow waited eagerly for a big gust to knock a clump of ripe olives to the ground. The swirling wind helped to make a soft blanket of protection for the new seed, and our first tree started to grow. The story of our second tree starts with a squirrel who was collecting acorns for the winter. Actually, it starts with the acorn that got away. As the acorn bobbed up and down in the stream, it had no idea of the amazing journey it would take to become a tree. From tree to stream to lake, the seed inside the acorn made its way past one challenge after another. Until it was planted in the toughest spot imaginable, along the rocky coast. Our third tree took root on a high ledge overlooking a mountain pass, high above the valley, stream, and lake below. Many seasons passed. The 3 tiny seeds became 3 trees. A strong pine tree standing high on the mountainside, a gnarled oak tree clinging to the shore, and a beautiful olive tree blossoming in the valley. The olive tree grew beautiful and strong and was appreciated by the animals for her shade and food, but she had a bigger dream. Day after day, she dreamed of becoming something very important, something beyond the hills of her valley, something incredibly beautiful. The olive tree longed to become a treasure chest, her wood carved, polished, and shiny, covered with gold and jewels, the most magnificent treasure chest in the world. A chest fit for a king. One day the olive tree felt that her dream was about to come true. A man appeared in the valley and chose her from all the other trees. Her big moment had finally arrived. At last, she was sure that she was on her way to becoming a great treasure chest. The woodcutter placed the olive tree on his cart and took her to his shop. Even though the carpenter had made some beautiful things, that was not how he decided to use our olive tree. From her, he made a simple feed trough for farm animals. She was not to live in a great palace where she would be a treasure chest for a king. Hay and grain were placed in her planks, and she was to spend her days indoors among the messy sheep, smelly cows, and noisy chickens. The strong, gnarled oak tree hung tightly to the rocky coast. What a courageous tree he had become, his trunk standing firm against the harshest winds. The oak was legendary, standing strongly on the coast as a proud example to trees everywhere that an oak could survive in the most difficult conditions. Our second tree looked out on the water and dreamed of becoming the greatest sailing ship that had ever sailed the 7 seas, the flagship in a king's navy.